Ever thought we'd be dissecting a presidential election through the lens of a fast food chain? You said in this article about Donald Trump manning the fry station at a McDonald's, and let me tell you, this deep dive is about to get super interesting.
It's not as bizarre as it seems on the surface.
Really?
This actually offers us a fascinating glimpse into cultural symbolism, class politics, and the lengths candidates will go to win votes.
Okay, so before we get into this whole, campaign stunt, we've got to talk about Trump's well-documented love of McDonald's. This isn't just some recent development, right?
Not at all. This has been a constant throughout his public life.
Right.
Who could forget his go-to order? 2 Big Macs, 2 Filet-O-Fish, a large chocolate milkshake.
Oh, wow.
That's not exactly health food, but it certainly paints a picture.
No, it's definitely a meal that sticks with you. But why is this even relevant? What's the strategy behind a politician showcasing his love for fast food, especially one often linked to less healthy choices?
It's all about tapping into a specific image of the average American. Okay.
McDonald's, for better or worse, is ingrained in American culture. It's everywhere, it's affordable, it's familiar.
Yeah.
For politicians, especially those who might be perceived as out of touch or elitist, associating themselves with McDonald's can be a way to appear more relatable and down to earth.
Interesting. So it's almost like they're using this cultural touchstone to connect with a certain demographic of voters.
Exactly. It's about crafting an image, a narrative that resonates with a specific segment of the electorate. And in this case, it's those who see McDonald's as a part of their own lives, their own experiences.
Which brings us to Kamala Harris and her own interesting relationship with the Golden Arches. Now, Harris has also talked about working at McDonald's as a teenager, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by the Trump campaign.
It's true. Harris has woven this experience into her own campaign narrative, emphasizing her connection to working-class Americans and the challenges they face. And it's not just her. Even Bill Clinton has referenced her time at McDonald's,
suggesting she might be the president who worked the longest at McDonald's.
Okay, so we have two presidential hopefuls, both using McDonald's as a way to connect with voters and project an image of relatability.
Good night.
But as you can imagine, things get a little messy. What happened when Trump caught wind of Harris's McDonald's connection? Was he happy about sharing the spotlight?
Not quite. Trump publicly questioned the validity of Harris's claim, essentially calling her a liar.
Oh, wow.
He even implied that he'd conducted his own investigation, which of course is a whole other story.
It sounds like things are heating up.
Yeah.
But if we're being honest, neither side has produced concrete proof of their claims, right? It's not like anyone keeps their name tag and time card from a teenage summer job.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Why?
It's a classic he said, she said situation,
Yeah.
which in the world of politics can be more potent than any hard evidence.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, why even bring it up? Why is this McDonald's employment such a point of contention?
Right. Why all the drama over something so seemingly insignificant? It's not like working at McDonald's is a prerequisite for being president.
Yeah.
Or is it?
This is where it gets really fascinating. You see this McDonald's battle, as trivial as it might seem, speaks to a much larger issue in American politics, the importance of connecting with working-class voters.
So it's less about who actually flipped burgers and more about who can convince voters they understand the struggles of everyday Americans.
Precisely. It's about credibility with a key demographic. Both candidates are trying to tap into this idea that they're in touch with the average person, that they understand the challenges faced by, those who punch a clock or work multiple jobs.
Okay, that makes sense. But how does Trump's recent McDonald's campaign fit into all of this? It seemed like a bizarre publicity stunt, even for him.
Oh, it was absolutely a calculated move.
Yeah.
And a brilliant one at that.
Right.
Imagine this. Trump at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, wearing an apron, working the fryer, handing out fries to drive-through customers.
I have to admit, the visuals were pretty memorable. I remember seeing those photos everywhere. Was that the point? To just grab headlines?
It was certainly part of it.
Yeah.
He understands the power of a viral moment, but it's deeper than that.
Okay.
By inserting himself into that environment, he's effectively neutralizing a talking point used by Harris.
It's like he's saying, oh, you think working at McDonald's makes you relatable. Watch this.
Exactly. And let's not forget the image this projects. Here you have a billionaire, a man who lives in a gilded tower, comfortably interacting with fast food workers, handing out fries. It reinforces this carefully crafted image of him as a man of the people, someone who's not afraid to roll up his sleeves and get his hands dirty, so to speak.
It's interesting how these seemingly insignificant moments can be so strategically crafted and deployed for political gain. But does it actually work? Do voters buy into this?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
And the answer is more complex than a simple yes or no. There's a reason why these tactics are so pervasive in political campaigns. It speaks to a deep-seated desire among many voters, especially those who feel increasingly disillusioned with the political elite, for leaders who understand their lives, their struggles, their values.
So even if it's staged, even if it feels a bit contrived, the appearance of authenticity can be incredibly persuasive.
Precisely. And that's what makes this whole McDonald's saga so fascinating. It's a microcosm of how cultural symbols, carefully crafted narratives, and yes, even fast food, can be wielded as powerful tools in the arena of American politics.
It really makes you think about the lengths candidates will go to, the stories they'll tell, to connect with voters. But what does this say about us, the electorate? Why do these tactics resonate? What does it say about what we value in a leader?
These are questions worth pondering, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. This deep dive has certainly given us a lot to chew on. But before we wrap up, I'm curious about your take on something. We've talked about the strategy behind these McDonald's moments. But what I find truly fascinating is the way these seemingly silly or even desperate actions can resonate with voters. What's your insight on that?
It speaks to something deeply ingrained in the American psyche, this yearning for authenticity, for leaders who understand the struggles of everyday people.
And in a world where politicians are often seen as out of touch, detached from the realities of working-class life, something as simple as a shared meal, a familiar logo, can create an illusion of shared experience.
Exactly. It's about bridging that gap, or at least appearing to, right? And it's not just about McDonald's. Think about all the ways politicians try to connect with voters on a personal level, attending sporting events, visiting local diners, sharing anecdotes about their own, humble beginnings.
It's all part of this carefully constructed persona, this image they're trying to project. But it makes you wonder, if you were running for office, what everyday experience would you choose to connect with voters? And what does that say about how we perceive authenticity in our leaders?
Now, those are questions worth considering. It's a fascinating thought experiment, isn't it?
Yeah.
What seemingly mundane experience would resonate with voters, and what does our choice reveal about our own values and the qualities we seek in those who represent us?
It's certainly given me a lot to think about. This deep dive has been eye-opening, to say the least. Who knew that fast food could be such a potent symbol in American politics?
It's a reminder that politics is about so much more than policy and ideology. It's about symbolism, narrative, and the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and who we want leading us.
Well said. Until next time, keep diving deep.